Hey everyone, what's going on? It's Scott here from CanGeek, and today we are going to talk about watch your mouth. So, little story very quickly before we do this. I have been gaming for a very long time. Everything from board games to collectible card games to miniatures and of course video games. And I have tried to impart my passion for gaming onto my two children who have more or less exclusively been about the video games. So every so often I will bring home a new board game in the hopes that we can pull them away from their computers and we can get them interacting with my wife and I face to face with things like this, for example. So at Christmas time, I stumbled across this in the place that I actually hold down a full-time job, and it seemed like something different. It seemed like something that might work out. So I dropped my 40 bucks on the game and I wrapped it up under the Christmas tree, dressed it to my two kids, they unwrapped it, and then Boxing Day we opened this up and we played it. And we haven't played it since. It's now April the 20th, by the way, so it's almost 4 months since we played this game. Now, I've actually played other board games with my kids since, so it's not an issue of them not wanting to play board games. It's an issue of them not wanting to play this. And I can kind of understand why. So let's talk about what you get in this box. In this box, first and foremost, you get the instructions, such as they are. You get 10 mouth openers. Okay? You get yourself an egg timer. And you get a bunch of cards. Now, here's how the game is actually played. You break into teams of 2 to 3. Each team is comprised of a reader and an interpreter. The reader has to put one of these mouth openers into their mouth, and then when they're ready to go, they draw one of these cards off the top of the deck, and they have to read whatever it says on the card. The interpreter's job is very simple. You have to clearly repeat whatever the reader is saying. Every time you get it right, that's 1 point for your team. That is all within the 60 seconds that it takes for this timer to count down. Then you reverse roles. The interpreter becomes the reader becomes the interpreter. You do the same thing for the 60 seconds. You can score as many points within that 60 seconds as cards that you can properly interpret. And then it becomes the other team's turn. The team with the most points at the end of 4 rounds wins. That's how simplistic this game is. So this game is actually kind of a play on something that we used to do as kids, where you would take your fingers, you'd stick them in your mouth, and then you would say, words like puck, knowing full well that with your fingers in your mouth it was going to come out sounding like something else. Here's the thing. These mouth openers are really uncomfortable and they're not very hygienic. So the deal is pretty straightforward. You gotta clean these things at the end of every game, especially if you're gonna be playing with different groups of people. Gotta wash these things with, alcohol wipes, antibacterial wipes, whatever. They need a really good cleaning, which I've come to discover is a turnoff for a lot of people because, it's a hygiene thing. Makes sense. Here's the other thing though. As I said, these things are really, really uncomfortable. And that's where it turned my 2 kids, and ironically my wife, off of this game. I say ironically because my wife has never been a video game player, not like myself and my kids. She is, however, an avid board gamer, and she's always willing to try a new game. This was the exception to that rule because she played it one time and that was it. She never wanted anything to do with this thing again. So, for the sake of this video, I'm going to drop this thing in my mouth. I'm going to read a couple cards. You guys can get the gist of what this game is about. So, gotta squeeze this thing together. Oops. Aha. Uh-huh. I really is an idea. Huh? I really is a idea. How hit it or her? So yeah, not very hygienic, not very comfortable to put in your mouth. Even the small mouth guards, this is a big one. We dropped one in my 11-year-old son's mouth, the small mouth guard, and he immediately started complaining that it was aggravating his teeth. Couldn't put the big one in at all because it was too big for him. I have seen this game sold under 3 different names. What I have is Watch Your Mouth, which was actually funded through Kickstarter. I have seen it sold under Watch Ya Mouth, Y-A as opposed to Y-E-R. It is a very adult version of this game. Sure, it's great at parties once everyone's had a few drinks. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And then I have seen the Hasbro version of this game, which is simply entitled Speak Out. They all play pretty much the same way. They are what they are, mouth opener games where you gotta read the cards and guess what people are saying. I have not played Speak Out. It is very possible that the mouth guards for that game are not as daunting to put in and are not as uncomfortable to wear as this. Who knows? But either way, this is 40 bills I'm never getting back. It's a game that I'm never going to play with the kids again. Can't get my dedicated gaming group to play it because this isn't the type of game that we usually play. So it's 40 bills I'm never getting back. Whatever, it was a gamble, I lost. Hopefully by watching this review though, you guys will not lose the way I lost on this. So if you are considering picking up a version of Speak Out, Watch Your Mouth, whatever, keep that in mind. You know, if your kids are trying to talk you into it, put your money somewhere else. It's the best advice I can give you. So, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this painful review of Watch Your Mouth. If you have, leave me a comment down below. Please be kind. I know I look like an ass with that thing in my mouth. You don't have to tell me. I already know. But either way, leave us a comment down below. Remember to follow us here on YouTube. Head over to CanGeek.com to see what else we have going on. And thanks a lot, everyone. You have yourselves an amazing evening. I'm going to go and try and find some way to get the taste of that mouth opener out of my mouth now. Take it easy.